Sometimes things don't go according to plan. This might be the most pointless video on my channel, nay, the internet. But I wanted to show the fact that while I have some epic encounters with wildlife and crazy adventures, other times things don't go exactly according to plan. Something similar happened out west for me in Sedona, Arizona and Joshua Tree National Park. But as you can tell from my channel, there's no evidence I was ever there. That's because some days are just a flop, or I just don't have good days on camera. Nothing you could do about it. This time, I wanted to show you what a non-eventful trip looks like while traveling solo. Spoiler alert, it's very anticlimactic, but also illuminating for me.
So I came here once about 8 or 9 years ago and I saw dolphins, and I'm hoping to recreate the same moment today. So we'll see how we do. Does that make any sense? No. But does anything I do make sense? No. I'm kind of a nonsensical person, but that's probably why you watch this stuff anyway. See me trying to figure things out.
So I made a quick stop to Stump Pass Beach in search of dolphins, which have eluded me so far this trip.
No dolphins yet. This is the nice part of the day where the sun feels like a nice warm hug. It's all gentle, and then later it turns into your enemy and it burns you. Still no dolphins. I guess we were in fake Florida before. Well, I don't like real Florida because I just got bit by a mosquito. Mosquitoes are everywhere. I need a break from the mosquitoes. We're gonna do the beachside for a while. Looks like there's some cool birds over here.
I ended up getting eaten alive by mosquitoes on this nature trail. And as the sign stated, this was the real Florida after all. And that is mosquito-infested trails. After finding solitude on the beach, I was given a little gift, a stingray.
I've never seen a wild stingray before. This is crazy. It's just swimming and walking with me. Walking, buddy.
Walking along this beach brought me back to the person I was all those years ago when I was first here, back when I was a teenager. It's funny how you become a completely different person from one year to the next. How all these little things happen to you, shape you, and mold you little by little until you are an entirely new creation. At the moment, these events can feel devastating, and you are unsure if you will ever survive it. Then a few years later, you have a sense of peace that everything worked out the way it was supposed to. Anyways, standing at the end of that beach, not seeing dolphins, I felt a sense of relief. Like if I did see dolphins, it would have meant that nothing had changed. But luckily for me, it has. Everything has changed. And there weren't any dolphins. Sorry for you, the viewer.
Well, this is it, the place I saw the dolphins. No dolphins. Some of you may be shocked. I know I am. I did see a stingray, so that's a win for today. Already. And it's only 9 a.m. I keep on staring, like if I stare long enough, then a dolphin will pop out. It's not gonna happen, Angie.
I then went to another place I used to when I was younger, Venice Beach, or the shark tooth capital of the world. I was seeking to find the perfect shark tooth. I sifted through the sand for hours, with no luck. I switched locations, tried different methods, but I could not find a shark tooth. I was getting frustrated because I used to be able to find them with ease, and a lot of them. In the end, I found a piece of one. I felt the symbolism of that broken tooth slap me in the face, and I left it behind in the sand. And with that, I moved on with my day.
I found half of a shark tooth.
I sat on the beach that evening and watched the sunset, reflecting on the epic fail and frustrating day I had. I thought it was funny how every time I went somewhere new in Florida, I would have a magical experience. But then when I went back to the places I have been before, I was left with a feeling that something was missing. Something was missing. That was becoming blatantly obvious as the day went on. I just couldn't resist the temptation to step back in time as I drove down the Florida coast. But after this day, I realized the past should really be left in the past. I'm glad I had those moments, but I was not the person I wanted to be back then. Sitting in the same spot, all these years later, watching the same sunset, I marveled at the cards life dealt me, how I played them, and how the game turned out. I'm the most happy I've ever been in my entire life. I have met the most wonderful people who have truly changed my life, and I would have never met them if I chose differently all those years ago. These people, many of whom are probably watching right now, hello, you know who you are. I wouldn't change anything in my life because I had the chance to meet you. Each of you left a mark that molded and inspired me to keep pushing forward in life. You have all taught me what it means to stick up for myself and others, to persevere through hard times, to know when to leave, to know when to stay, to forgive, how to properly measure success even through perceived failures, and to love. I was glad I didn't see the dolphins. I was happy I didn't find the shark tooth. And I was beyond thrilled to get into my car and keep driving forward, leaving this place in the past for good this time. But if you were ever in the area, it actually is very pretty here. Lots of wildlife and gorgeous beaches. You should really stop by. I'm sorry again for the weird video. Well, it felt pointless at the time, putting this video together right now is really giving me hope for the future and appreciation for the past being the past. Alright, I am done now. Thank you all for watching and your support. Speaking of support, a subscriber reached out to me saying they wrote a song for the channel. I put their information in the description box below to check out. Thank you, Trey, for the song. Until next time.